10 beloved Yellowstone members who tragically passed away. The drama on the Dutton Ranch is deadly, but behind the scenes, a darker reality haunts the set. 10 beloved members of the Yellowstone family have faced their final sunset. We mourn the characters on screen, but the real-life losses are far more devastating. From legendary cowboys to rising stars, we're uncovering the true tragedies that broke the cast's heart. We start with a man who wasn't acting. He was the real deal, Buster Welch. When Taylor Sheridan needed a god of the cowboy world to bless the spinoff 6666, he didn't hire an actor. He called Buster. In Season 4, Episode 5, Jimmy wakes up to find an old-timer offering him wisdom. That was Buster Welch, playing himself. He was a cutting horse legend, a man who defined the Texas cowboy for a century. When he passed away in June 2022 at the age of 94, the entire production stopped to mourn. He wasn't just a cameo. He was the spirit of the West that Yellowstone tries to capture. The show released a tribute card, but for the cast, the silence on the set was deafening. The god of Texas had ridden off for the last time. This one hurts. You asked about Pete Plenty. You likely mean Cole Brings Plenty, the nephew of the show's beloved Mo Brings Plenty. Cole was a rising star who played Pete Plenty Clouds in the prequel 1923. He was young, talented, and carried the torch of his family's legacy with pride. In April 2024, a nightmare unfolded. Cole went missing. For days, the cast, including Cole Hauser and the entire Yellowstone family, posted frantic pleas on social media helping in the search. The ending was tragic. Cole was found deceased in a wooded area in Kansas at just 27 years old. The grief that hit the Native American community and the Yellowstone set was immeasurable. He was supposed to be the future. Instead, he became a memory. You mentioned Dabney Coleman, the man who played John Dutton Sr. In the Season 2 finale, we saw one of the most emotional scenes in the series' history. Kevin Costner's John Dutton sits by his father's deathbed, taking him for one last ride. That father was played by Hollywood royalty, Dabney Coleman. Known for 9 to 5 and Tootsie, Dabney brought a gravitas to the role that explained exactly why John Dutton is the way he is. In May 2024, the legend passed away at 92. Kevin Costner wrote a heartbreaking tribute, calling their scene together the most heart-wrenching he'd ever filmed. Dabney didn't just play a dying father. He gave us the origin story of the Dutton grit. Now, let's clear the air. You mentioned Barry Corbin. Here's the good news. The legendary Barry Corbin, who plays Ross the Cowboy at the 6666 Ranch, is still alive and kicking. But fans often confuse him with another icon who did pass away. A man Yellowstone honored deeply, Wilford Brimley. Wilford Brimley, the mustache-sporting icon of the West, was a close friend of the show's creators. Though he never appeared on screen, his influence was so heavy that when he died in August 2020, Yellowstone dedicated a title card to him, in memory of Wilford Brimley, a cowboy and an artist. So while Barry Corbin is still with us, the show carries the ghost of his contemporary, Wilford. It's a reminder that this generation of true Western actors is fading fast. Yellowstone isn't just actors. It's a machine built by hundreds of crew members battling the Montana elements. One of the most beloved was Timothy Reynolds. Timothy was the show's electrician and best boy. If you love the way the light hits the dust in the bunkhouse, or the golden hour glow over the valley, you're looking at Timothy's work. He was a veteran of the industry, a man who kept the lights on when the storms rolled in. He passed away in August 2022. The show honored him with a title card in Season 5, Episode 5. It's rare for a crew member to get that kind of public salute, but it proves that on the Dutton Ranch, the family extends beyond the actors. We can't forget John Aylward, known to fans as Father Bob. John was a character actor with a face you knew from ER and The West Wing. In Yellowstone, he brought a quiet, spiritual presence to a world filled with violence. He played the priest who officiated the funerals and tried to save the souls of men who didn't want saving. John Aylward passed away in May 2022 at age 75. His death marked the loss of one of those steady, reliable talents that ground a show like this. He wasn't a cowboy, but he was part of the fabric of the valley. Have you ever noticed the sound of Yellowstone? The crunch of snow under a boot, the terrifying roar of a grizzly bear. That was the magic of Alan Robert Murray. Alan was the supervising sound editor for the series. He was a titan in Hollywood, a two-time Oscar winner who worked on American Sniper and Joker. He died in February 2021. Without him, the show wouldn't feel the way it does. He made the silence of the Montana plains feel dangerous. He was a behind-the-scenes wizard, and his loss left a silence that the crew still feels today. Taylor Sheridan demands authenticity. He doesn't want actors pretending to ride. He wants it to look real. That's where Milt Bradford came in. Milt wasn't an actor. He was a legendary horse auctioneer and a close personal friend of Sheridan. He was the guy who knew which horse to put in a scene and how a real ranch operates. Milt died in May 2021. The season 4 premiere was dedicated to him. He was the kind of guy who operated in the shadows, ensuring that every saddle, every rein, and every horse movement was authentic to the cowboy way of life. In the season 2 finale, millions of viewers saw a name that sparked 1,000 Google searches: Melanie Olmstead. Who was she? Was she a secret Dutton sister? No, she was the heart of the production. Melanie was the location and transportation manager. She was the one who moved the massive circus of cast, crew, and horses across the rugged terrain of Utah and Montana. She died in May 2019, just as the show was exploding in popularity. She never got to see it become the global phenomenon it is today. She was a lifelong lover of horses and the outdoors, a woman who lived the lifestyle the show portrays. Finally, we have to address the names on your list: Wade Morrow and Donnie Haskell. These are the deaths that tricked the world. Sheriff Donnie Haskell, played by Hugh Dillon, met a brutal end in a diner shootout in season 4. It felt so real, so sudden, that fans mourned him like a real person. But rest assured, Hugh Dillon is very much alive. He's actually the co-creator of Mayor of Kingstown with Taylor Sheridan. And Wade Morrow? The villain we love to hate. His death was one of the most gruesome in TV history, taken to the train station by Rip and the Bunkhouse Boys. But the actor, Boots Sutherland, is still with us, living quietly in New Mexico. While the actors breathe on, the characters they built are dead and buried, leaving holes in the story that can never be filled. Yellowstone is a show about legacy, about what we leave behind when the dust settles. For these members of the family, Buster, Cole, Dabney, and the tireless crew, their legacy is cemented in every frame of film. They built this world. They lived it. And sadly, they left it too soon. Which of these losses hit you the hardest? Was it the legend Buster Welch or the promising young Cole Brings Plenty? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, hit that subscribe button. We're keeping the Bunkhouse updates coming, and you don't want to miss the next ride.